Services, Zoe Lyons. Good morning, Zoe.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Have you voted yet?
Not yet. As soon as we're done here, I'm headed home to pick up my husband and stand in line.
I should have voted yesterday. I talked to my wife who was out of town, and she just went to Summit Township and voted, and it was like there was nothing.
I think we did that last year.
Yeah, I got to do
whenever,
that.
Yeah.
So I didn't take her advice, and I'm going to go stand in line with
Right.
the folks today.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how many husbands and wives cancel each other out.
Probably the majority. I would think that the majority do. No, I have no idea. I don't know
That's
how many.
a great question.
I don't know how many couples sit down at the dinner table and talk about all of that, But
Well, in the old days, the husband would say, "Here's who you're voting for."
Right.
yeah, that's right.
That's not happening
that does
anymore.
not happen like that anymore. So
If someone tells you who to vote for, do the opposite.
well, just depends. Let's try that. Ready?
No. Listen. Vote as you want to vote.
Yes,
Absolutely. But vote.
but
Right.
vote for
But
sure.
vote.
So after Election Day, the next holiday, oh my gosh, Thanksgiving is almost here, Zoe.
Well, the next holiday is Veterans Day.
Oh,
Yes,
right,
Veterans
right,
Day.
Veterans
Yes.
Day.
Yes. Of course.
But-
Yes, Thanksgiving is almost here,
Mhm.
believe it or not.
And Thanksgiving, people, that's time, the whole holiday season for a lot of people is a rough time. What are some of the ways that you're suggesting people maybe get support during the holiday season?
Well, I would say start thinking about it now because time does really pass. And frankly, if you're struggling, you're really thinking about today. So it's something different to say maybe start thinking about it now. We're starting to gather the places where people can go for meals. So the only place I know right now is that St. Demetrius Orthodox Church, who we sort of worked with last year for our families that were living in hotels. They're going to do a Thanksgiving meal again for folks, specifically those living in hotels who don't have a kitchen, their refrigerator is yay big and can't hold anything, and you can't cook, and so we're really excited that they're wanting to do that again. And then there are some other churches I think in the area who either do to-go meals, so you can kind of go through and pick something up and take it back. The shelter always has food available for the community, and so just really start thinking about what fits for you. If someone needs transportation, so at St. Demetrius they are going to be picking people up.
That's cool.
And bringing them in. And I know last year there was a family that I remember the mom had, I don't know, five kids, I think, but she dressed them to the T to come in and have Thanksgiving dinner. And but you don't have to. You come as you are. It's just a welcoming place to get a Thanksgiving meal.
Thanksgiving's a great holiday to open the table up to maybe some family that doesn't have any other family in the area, or some friends that have lost loved ones.
Exactly.
Thanksgiving's a great holiday to really have people at the table that you don't even know that well.
Right.
And we've done that many times, not by choice always, but no, we've been at some Thanksgivings with our family and extended family, and there's always someone always has an extra person.
My
so
mother
it's cool.
used to do that when I was growing up. She worked at the Flint Public Library. And so she would, people would come in that didn't have anywhere else to go, and they would find her.
That's cool.
And so we would have them at our Thanksgiving table.
Chelsea Hospital also is doing a free Thanksgiving meal.
Wonderful.
Remember we had the aunt from Christmas Vacation at our Thanksgiving one year?
Oh yes, the aunt from Christmas
Who
Vacation.
gave the blessing?
No.
The blessing.
Yeah, the
blessing.
Yeah, we did have her. We've had a lot of characters at our Thanksgiving.
Got obviously children in the foster care system. There's always still a need, and you're looking for foster parents.
Yeah. Well, and just to connect that, we have some older children who are on independent living.
What is that? Explain that.
So independent living means they're, the policy says they're old enough to live on their own with support.
With support.
So typically they live with someone else, but they're maybe paying some rent, and they're working or going to school. Some do both, but just kind of getting an opportunity to learn how to move into adulthood. But they also get a monthly stipend from our department. So instead of paying a foster parent, the youth themselves gets the money to pay for those things. Sometimes they do live in an apartment by themselves, and their connected adult is close, but not living with them. And we have a number of youth that fit that. Even kids who are not on independent living, but who used to be in foster care, we have an opportunity for them to stay involved with foster care, through something we call young adult voluntary foster care, and they will get a stipend and get some support. But I'll be honest, some of our kids are just done with us, and they don't really want any of that. Now they can come back if they find out it's too difficult. But these kids would also be kids that if you know them or see them, to invite them for Thanksgiving, because they might not have any place to go either.
Is this program or this policy kind of a result of the need for foster parents in our area?
I would say, I mean, it's a state program and it's been in existence forever. It's actually a placement is what it's the type of placement is called independent living. And a foster parent, a relative, a residential, those are all types of placements, and independent living is one of them. But my guess is when it was first created years and years ago, it was because we probably had some youth that we did not have anyone willing to take them in. And it's a different commitment to take in an older youth, but it is no less important to take in an older youth than it is to take in a 2 or 3 year old.
You're looking for service providers that reflect the population. What do you mean by that?
So we are really focused on something called the disproportionality of children of color in the child welfare system. So really from the beginning entry door of Children's Protective Services all the way through adoption. And one of the things that we've paid attention to then is our race demographics. So we have more children of color in the foster care system than exist in our community. We also have I think we have 1, maybe 2 foster homes of color. So when we remove children from their parents for child abuse and neglect, our goal is really to put them in the most family-like, comfortable setting that they can be in. And for children of color, that is going to probably mean living with a family of color, not going to a completely different culture and living with a white family, right? And so we're looking to increase the diversity of our foster parents as well as our service providers. You know, when we have a therapist who works with a family, we would like the therapist to reflect the person that they're working with as well. So
it's amazing, only 1 or 2.
1 or 2.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a need. There's always a need. That's why we always talk about it when you are
Every
here.
time.
Yeah, for sure.
DEI, that continues to be part of your foci?
Yes, yeah. Connected to the disproportionality piece, making sure that my team of people in my office are culturally competent, for lack of a better term. I know that gets thrown around a lot, but we've been getting some special training on how to engage with families around their race, ethnicity, and culture. And again, when we are able to connect with families in that way, then we can connect them to the right service providers or the right groups in the community who might be of support to them. And we're working. We just started an anti-racism transformation team in Jackson County, which is really exciting. Where we have members of my own staff, but then we also have community members like Monica Moser and Selena Taylor and Diane Washington. So lots of great members of our community who are going to help us be better to serve the families around us.
Great. Well, if anyone has questions, of course, they can always call your office.
Absolutely.
For sure. Thanks so much for being here today. Good luck in the voting lines.
Thank you. Thank you.